Hello and welcome to those of you that are joining me here on my live. It is beautiful to be here today, and I can see that we've already had some people in the chat from what was yesterday. So all is good, all is well, and I've done a nice meditation, so the energy feels really beautiful and really amazing. And we've got Blackbird 5138 there already waiting on the line, coming through. Thank you ever so much for being the first one in the chat today. So to anyone joining me, please let me know where you're from and where in the world, because I love to know like where you guys are from, and also it's nice for other people in the chat as well. Michelle's Medicine has also joined us, which is just gorgeous as well. So yeah, it's just kind of like, because we're building that really beautiful community like week in, week out, and a lot of you were already here last Wednesday when you saw me, and here we are again on Sunday, and it's just gorgeous. It really is, and it's an absolute joy to come and do this work and to be with you guys. And then we've got Marit TCI. I sent you my link, didn't I? Because you commented on I think you saw a short of mine around mediumship. So thank you for popping on. So tonight we're going to do psychic mediumship or intuitive energy readings, whatever comes, and just let me know, what it is you want, because whoever is drawn here today, there is a reason. I do promise you. So there will be something in it for you, whether that is that you listen, you make a new friend, you get a new connection, you feel something. I do want to say, if you are a reader and you are joining this live tonight at any point, you are more than welcome to, say whatever it is that you feel, because I do believe that like this platform is an opportunity for other people to also use that to also bring through energies and stuff. So, and if there is anybody that you can think of, that you're just like, you'd love to share this live with, then please do. Because I do truly believe that if you do find yourself here and you're like, you think of a name or you think of someone who might like a message, then please share this live with somebody else, because again, it really helps. And you've put, hello, beautiful bird. Marie, and by the way, I'll always call you like what your handle is unless you tell me your different name. Okay, so if there's a different name that you want to go by, please pop that in the chat. And therefore, when I'm speaking to you, when I'm addressing you, then I'm able to kind of get your name right. Otherwise, I'll just call you, for example, Marie. Okay, all right. So, and most of you should have seen the trailer that starts before this live here. So it's just lovely energy. It is, isn't it? It feels really gorgeous, really serene, and just like it feels really warm and welcoming. I do already have quite a few spirits with me. I've kind of felt them, and I kind of had like a very strong energy come to me at least 10 minutes ago, who was sat with me upstairs in my living room. And I was just like, okay, just wait. I'm going to go downstairs, get myself prepared, and then we're going to get started and do what we want to do. So for those of you in the chat today, I'd love to know what you want some help with, or do you have any updates that you want to share with me? And if anybody is here on watching the replay, then just please pop in replay and let me know that you're actually seeing this today, because it's beautiful and it's amazing. So yes, so how has it been for you guys? Kate Wright, hi everyone. Hey Kate, thank you. And you also signed up to my newsletter, so thank you, Kate. I saw that you submitted to that newsletter there, so thank you very much for being here. And it's great that you're back again from Liverpool. I know Blackbird 5138, you are in Canada. Michelle's Medicine, where are you? I can't quite remember where you're located. And Marit, if you could tell me where you are as well. And Sarah's there from Denmark. Hi, Kel, and everyone. I'm so happy you are okay, Kel. I am great. I put the wrong date, didn't I, on the live? Just as I went to open it, I was like, what were they doing all chatting? I was like, oh, it said the 29th, it's not the 30th. I said Sunday. Okay. I think when I was making it, I think I got a little bit happy, to be fair. So apologies, but you had a good chat by the looks of it on the chat. You're in Liverpool, Michelle. Oh, so you're with Kate then. Do you guys know each other? Um, and Blackbird says she's dealing with some realizations about two parts and something very concerning. Oh, bless you, my darling. And it was perfect. And that's the thing, like you guys you had a little chinwag for about an hour last night. I saw that, it was great. So Blackbird 5138, you're dealing with realizations about two parts and something very concerning. And we just got some orbs there just flown down, which is gorgeous there. Okay. So if that's something that you want like some help and support with, do let me know. Okay. Because I can kind of sort of delve into that to you, if you wanted to. But kind of like Marie, I wonder like where you're from, my love, if you're still in the chat there, because I've never had the opportunity to read for you before. Your name is Marie Long. Hey, Sarah. Okay, cool. And you've obviously found me for a reason, okay? And I don't think I've seen you before, you've commented, but what is it what are you here for today? Like, what are you drawn to? What would you love like some help and support with here that I could possibly help you with something? Because I will always say that. And Sarah has gone, hi Marie, and Sarah's just changed her picture, which is really cool. It's good that you can do that, isn't it? Which means you must have changed and jumped high timelines. Michelle's medicine, I've been sitting in beautiful calming energy, quite exciting. There is a lot happening energetically. Yeah, there's a lot of energy happening at the moment, but it feels really quite surreal. It feels really gorgeous, if I'm honest, like where we all are. And we're all advancing. And that's why I say, like, you guys coming together once or twice a week, you're helping and supporting each other and you're kind of raising things up from the collective, so to speak. And Katie has joined us. Yes. So Katie is also, Katie's in green because she's a channel member, um, which is cool. So I actually made a video, which is, what is it? Why you always say yes and you can't say no. And if you are a channel member, by the way, you get to see the video straight away as soon as it's released. But if you otherwise it goes out on Tuesday, the 1st of September. So that's a good part to it. So yes, I made that video today. And Blackbird 5138 says one part covers age 19 to 28 is and second is 34-year-old. Both are pointing same thing out. That's a really good thing though. Okay. That actually shows that your team, your parts are working together, Blackbird. And I've got to say, like, if I just come to you a minute and just give you a little bit of something on, both pointing the same thing out. So if I just come to you a little bit kind of like around just a bit of work parts wise for you, because I know that you get and understand parts. And if anyone else does, you'll understand how much that really helps you heal your trauma and it helps you heal your life. But when you've got two parts that are talking about something very similar, then what that is you've got parts working in teams. Now you can have parts of you that work in anything up to like 5 at a time. And what's happening is, and this will be true for so many of you. So when you feel like life is on autopilot, what happens is your parts are actually working on your behalf. Okay. So that's when your parts are in control. They're in what we call the driving seat. Yeah. And when you've got two parts working together, ultimately, I always want you to remember that they are saying the same thing about a significant person, but what they're saying that for is because they're trying to get you to see what it is that you cannot see. Okay. And if and that's for you to really sit truthfully and go, how does that feel inside of me? And what it could be, just kind of like reading into your situation, because I think I know who it's about, and I'm not going to mention that because it's a public forum here on YouTube, okay? But I'm pretty sure I can understand who it is all about, okay? But I really feel like sometimes parts actually know more than what we do. Okay, so I can tell you, and Katie does a lot of parts work as well, but a lot of my memories, my parts of me remember, but I don't as Kel. Okay, so everything that happened before 9 years of age, I probably have one or two memories that are my memories where I was in self energy. Okay, but the rest of my childhood, all the parts of me, they remember and they have been showing me everything. And that's what will be true for you. So, Blackbird, where you're feeling that your parts are pointing something out, it's because they remember, but they need you to believe them and they need you to make them feel safe and work with them and support them. Does that help you? And what I find really helps when it comes to parts work, okay, is actually doing activities with your parts back at that age. So I'll give you an example. When I work with 11-year-old me, Samantha, okay, I do a lot of book reading. I do things that she would have liked when I was 11 years old. And I listen to songs from 1991. And that makes this part of me come out. And what that is allowing that part to feel safe, and then that part will start talking to you. And I feel like that's what's really true for you there at Blackbird 5138. Okay. Because I know who it's about. And I want to say, like, just trust and believe in that. It does help, but there could be some very serious life decisions coming, of course. But your job is to actually sit with and go, okay, this has come up for a reason. And for any of you listening, I want you to remember that your soul knows exactly what it's doing. Okay. Your job, for any of you watching, is to get out of the way and allow your soul to show you you need to heal. And you will only ever, and please, for anybody watching, okay, you will only ever be handed what you and your soul are able to deal with at any one time. Okay. I promise you. All right. So when sometimes you're like, oh my God, life feels so incredibly hard. It feels so tough. I can't believe I'm going through this. I can't believe I'm doing this. You're going through whatever you're going through because your soul knows you can handle it. All right. And I want you to remember that. I think my soul has taught to me, yes, definitely, Marie. Okay. Because what is really gorgeous is to understand that, we're here sometimes playing catch up. We really are. And for those of us, and for those of you who've had a huge amount of trauma in your life, okay, you are always kind of like feeling like you're second fiddle, but you're going through whatever you're going through because this was ultimately what you agreed to come down here and do. And if you do happen to find yourself on the twin flame journey, you signed up for that. And you said, I was going to go through the hardest possible situation I could in order to find myself and my awakening. All right. So whatever it is, and it's a very tough because decision does involve just me. Yeah, I feel like I know what that is. Okay, but ultimately, this is about you. Really sitting very deep with that part or parts and having a back and forth dialogue. Okay, that's what I do. Sometimes I get like my blue pen and my paper, and I will have a dialogue. Like I did some parts work Saturday, and I work with three different parts of me. And I got one part of me to speak, and then another part, and then another part, and then that really helps. And for any of you who don't understand parts, okay, acceptance is the magic key. Yeah, but for any of you who don't understand the parts, what I'll say is this, okay? Anytime you have had trauma, and trauma is defined as a moment in time when something was not enough or too much. And if you have ever disassociated or you can't remember a specific period of your life, it is because there is a part of you that has been created that has kept all of those memories and everything in that one version of you energetically. So, can someone who has significant trauma choose to be emotionally abusive? Yes, to a degree, but also it's also understanding to what of their awakening that they have. So, I would always say that quite often, anybody who is emotionally abusive, that comes from a wounded inner child. So I'm not saying this makes it okay, okay, but when you come across people who are narcissistic, okay, for me, a narcissist is someone who is a very wounded, traumatized child inside that person's body. Okay. And I really want you to think about every single one of us who is born, we are all born pure. We are all born whole. We're never born to be the people that do all these awful things that happen in the world. Okay. But what happens is because of what happens to us as a child, and this is why I say inner child healing is so important. Okay. It is the key to you living the best life you possibly can. All right. But whatever happened to you back then as a child will play out in your life. So if you had parents that were emotionally unavailable, you will attract narcissists towards you because what happens is your inner child has to create what it saw when it was younger in other people around you. Okay. So, and Blackbird said he is very wounded and I saw patterns. Yes, definitely. Okay. But that is because you would have experienced that. And this is why some people go, yeah, but I had a brilliant childhood. Yes, from what you can remember, not necessarily what was true for what, that part of you saw. And that's why lots of us in our 30s and our 40s really start to feel like, oh my God, like my life is falling apart. I can't believe what's happening in my life. Yes, because actually parts of you are starting to come online. And Michelle's medicine has put, always observe what projecting is telling you to heal. Yes, definitely. Okay. Wow, Kel, it's just like you've woke me up. Yeah, Kate, I really feel like I feel like you found me for a reason. Do you know that? I really do, because like that's why, like, yes, I do love doing this psychic mediumship and I love doing intuitive readings, but what I really love is helping people heal. I love helping people go, "Oh my god, like this video I've just made," and if, like you say, if you're a member, it's 2.99. Okay, it just helps support me, all right? But the video comes out 8 p.m. UK time. I think it's 8 or 8:30. I might have set it to on the 1st of September. But it explains why you can't say no. But I've made it so simple. It's on my whiteboard that I've just had delivered yesterday, and I've really broke it down and gone, "This is why you can't say no. This is why you do what you do." So rather than using psychological terms, it just explains it and it goes, "You do this because you do this because you do this." You know? And Kate said, Blackbird said, "There is a certain attachment style that I'm seeing repeated over decades." But that means it's also evident and part of you somewhere, Blackbird. So you're seeing the same attachment style over and over because it's asking you to heal your attachment style. And that's coming from, so let's say, I don't know, I feel like avoidant is what you're talking about. I feel like you see a lot of avoidant attachment. So that's about you going, who around you when you were growing up was avoidant. Okay. So was dad avoidant? Because 9 times out of 10, we end up marrying our dads or we marry our mums. Okay. And Mary has said, I have noticed there are a lot of evasive personality types. They thrive if you understand. Yes, definitely. Okay. Oh, yes. My dad was, yeah. Oh, yes, my dad. So what happens, Blackbird 5138, is because your inner child saw that growing up, your inner child says, "Hey, Samina, beautiful to have you here." Your inner child says, "All men must behave avoidant because to me that is safety." You see, and your inner child says, "What I saw growing up is my normal. Therefore, it's safe." So, and that's why I'll say, like, if you grew up with emotionally unavailable parents, you will have emotionally unavailable people around you because your inner child says, "That's my normal. I'm going to keep creating that." And that's why when you start to heal your inner child and you start to work with parts of you, and parts of you can be 11-year-old you, 14, 15, 17, however old, okay? And when you start to do all of that, that's when things really change. And I know you're so tired of it, but often, can I say this? When you're really tired, you're actually on the verge of a breakthrough, okay? And I want you to remember this as well, okay? When you feel like it's really stormy at sea, okay? So if you feel like, oh my God, it's one thing after another, after another, after another, I want you to remember that you have to clear out all of this energetic debris, all of your past in order to let new stuff through. And that's sometimes why we can feel like, oh my God, my life can't get any worse. And there's a massive breakthrough that happens. And I feel like that's coming for you. And if you're tired of it, okay, you can always take a break if you need to. But I would say there's some gold there. Okay, because any time that I felt like I'm really struggling or it's been really difficult for me, I've then all of a sudden had that breakthrough and all of a sudden I've gone, I'm so glad I've done that. And that's why here it's really beautiful. And that's why I've got Reparent Yourself community, because I bring people together and I'm helping them as a group be able to understand, parts work and inner child work and that kind of stuff. So I kind of hope that, what a way to start the live, hey? Okay. But I kind of hope that makes some sort of sense to those of you that are here. Um, because that I always want you to remember that whatever is going on in your life right now, okay, that is because there is a part of you that says, my life right now is normal. Okay. And there are these lovely pockets of light. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So this is why I say, like, one of the best ways to understand if you're leveling up, okay, is to have a look at and try this for any of you watching. Okay. Who was the last person that came into your life and how were they different to everybody else around you? That is a really, really great way of you seeing how much you're growing and changing. And also, I want to give that to any of you, okay? I did a beautiful session with a lady today in Turkey. And I said to her, I really want you to do a 9-month review. And for most of you here who've been following me, you have all grown tremendously, especially you, Blackbird 5138, because I've read for you twice. Okay. And sometimes it's really great to go, oh my God, look how far I've come. Because then when you do meet new people, I want you to remember that you can only attract that of what you are or higher into your life. Once you've leveled up, guys, you can't go back down. It is impossible. And the universe won't let you go back down. You have to keep rising. And that's why people fall away. And that's why quite often on a spiritual awakening journey, you feel like you're so alone. And that's why here it's lovely, because actually you guys are getting together. You are forming a, you're forming a community of people so that you're actually not on your own, which is gorgeous. And Reet said, therefore, an empath is being heavily run down by these evasive people. It becomes ugly if the empath cannot resist. Yes, definitely, Marie. And definitely, that definitely connects with the inner child. You know, when you're feeling like really shattered. Hello, Alicia. Hiya. Hello, my darling. Okay. Whenever you're feeling really exhausted and tired, quite often that's your inner child going, I'm just so tired. I just can't do it anymore. I've sat there, I've cried. I've cried tears and tears and tears, and I've just gone, I just can't do it. I give up. I've done this. I've gone, like, I give up, I quit. I just can't do it anymore. But then there's been the gold over the horizon, so to speak, you know. Okay, if you are considering doing parts work, invest in yourself. Yes, definitely. Okay. But anyway, I really hope that helps you. And kind of like what a way to start, hey. But obviously it was needed, you know, and you guys are here for a reason. And Sarah, if you're still on, we did chat to you a little bit about your inner teen there. Okay. Inner teen is completely different work to what it is doing your inner child. Okay. So inner teen, you meet them at that level. So I've always said anything before 9 needs reparenting. Okay. So that's why you've got smudge just over there. Okay. Anything before 9, okay, is always to do with, like, you know, your younger years and stuff. And that's where that part of you needs to be the inner parent, the inner adult. When you get to 10 onwards, that's where you meet them at the same level. So you don't try and tell these older parts what to do. You meet them at your level. You do activities with them. That's what I find really helps. And I'm still agreeing with what you're saying. Yes, definitely, Sarah. So when it comes to your inner teen, that's about you working with them. And that's about you going, okay, I understand you are doing a great job as a manager for me. What is it I can do to actually help and support you? And that's true. If any, like I said, if any of you find yourself on autopilot or you feel same SHIT, different day, that's because parts of you are going, this is my normal. So I'm going to keep living the same day over and over. That's why it feels like Groundhog Day for so many of you, because your parts are just going, this is our MO today. We've got to make sure that Kate Wright does this, 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 this. We've got to make sure Alicia does this. We've got to make sure Michelle does this, because when we do all of this, we are happy. And then we can hand in our ticket because you've had a good day, and your parts say that. That should really hit home with lots of you, because that's what's happening. Your parts are just running your life because they don't know who you are. And that's where it's really important that you start doing the healing, because when you do, then you can come into self energy. And that's really beautiful. Anyway, there we go. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Kelly. It definitely was needed. I have some energy clearing to do. Yes, definitely. Okay. So that's yours, Blackbird 5138. I kind of hope that helps you. And I think you said, you know, you wanted to do you know, some kind of like you might book in with me or something or whatever. But beautiful, my love. Or come and join Reparent Yourself. You know, but I'm always here for you, and I'll always help any of you. And Katie says, lovely guidance to start the live. Yes, thank you. Beautiful. And Alicia says, so beautiful. So who here would actually like something? Alicia, I don't think I've read for you for a good long while, my lovely. Are you from TikTok? I'm sure you are. I think you are. I don't know. You feel familiar anyhow. Katie says, my light keeps flashing on and off and lots of energy here tonight. Yes, definitely. Okay. And we've also got Marie here. So, you know, and we've got Samina here. So, or if anyone does want anything, please let me know. But whether you want intuitive or you want psychic, but I really feel like the energy just feels really solid and really beautiful and harmonious. And like I say, whoever is here, there is a pure reason for you guys being here. Yes, from TT. I thought it was Alicia. How are you doing, girl? Are you all right? I hope you're well. Mm. And again, you know, if you're finding me from TT to YT, then it's a good thing, you know, because I'll only show up for a reason, genuinely. I always say that I only show up for a reason. So what would you guys like? And if you do have something specific, like Blackbird did there, please just pop it in the chat here and let me know what you'd love some specific help with, because I can then have a look into that for you and kind of see, because whatever I'll give you will be to try and help you and support you. You're in the middle of a collapse and a rebuild. Yes. Let me come to you if I can, if that's all right, Alicia. And I'll call you Alicia unless there's something else that, you know, you want me to call you there. Okay. Jack, go and lie down, sweetheart. Good boy. So you're in the middle of a collapse and a rebuild, you hope. Yes, and letting people go. Mm. I feel like you've had, Alicia Works, I feel like you've had a really pivotal turning moment. And I feel like you're at this point where you finally get it. And I feel like you were asking for guidance and you were asking for support, but I feel like you lost yourself for a little bit. And I feel like you got caught up in the whole social media bubble and you got caught up in the normalcy of life. And you were just living on like this just continuous thing. And I think that's why what I said earlier really resonated with you. But as I kind of like tune into your energy, they're showing me like this bridge. And you had to make the decision to cross that bridge. But you sat and you ummed and ahed for a good long while about what it was that you were going to do because you knew it was going to impact and affect a lot of people. And going outside to ground, thank you again. Bless you, Blackwood 5138. Thank you for being here, my darling, and we'll see you again soon. All right. But yes, just with you there, Alicia, I'm really feeling like they're showing me this bridge and they're showing me you just looking out. Okay. And just you, for want of a better word, having to just sit there and really think about everything that you've done. But I really feel like you've really had to sit very, very deeply inside yourself, and you've done a lot of soul searching, and you've done a lot of who am I? What do I like? And I feel like you've even gone like, what is even my favorite color? What is my second favorite meal? And I feel like you lost yourself, but you knew that it had to happen in order for your rebirth to come about, in order for you to be who you're going to be. And I feel like you can see where you're heading, but the bit of advice I've got for you is one step at a time. Okay. And you don't need to see the way. But I feel like with everything that's crumbling, I feel like you're at this point where you're just letting it go. Because I can hear the Let It Go song deep in my head here from Frozen. Okay. And I can almost hear that so clearly in my head for you. And it's just like, and I've also got the Queen song, Another One Bites the Dust, just coming through for you there. Okay. And I just feel like the people around you, whoever is not going to your next level, they are falling away now because they have to, because where you're going is going to be amazing. And I feel like a lot of people, I feel like people have said this to you recently, okay? You're not who you used to be. It's not possible. Okay. And I also just get this bit of advice for you as well, this bit of guidance for you, okay, which is, anybody who is trying to hold you back, that's just because they're not ready to go with you on the next level, to the next journey, to the next leg, and just thank them. Okay. But one of the biggest things I can give you, and what I'm really feeling into this energy here for you, okay, is that we can always just say this really nice little thing to ourselves. So this is what I do when anyone kind of like exits my life or I stop talking to that person. I always say something like this, and I'm always like, to this person, whatever their name is, thank you so much for helping me as part of my soul contract. I truly hope and wish that I have fulfilled my terms of your soul contract too. And I hope that I've helped you as much as you've helped me. Thank you for our time together. However, it has ended between us, even if it hasn't ended in the best way, I know that the ending that has happened is so that I can go my way and complete my soul contract, and you can go your way and complete your soul contract. And what you're doing there is you're taking away any negativity out of the whatever has happened. So even if you have a massive row with somebody and that person then leaves your life, or that person ghosts you, or that person blocks you, or you ghost someone, or you block someone, okay, when you say something like that nice little mantra, you're speaking from your soul. And you're saying, I am so grateful for this lesson. But sometimes what's going to really help us, is also going to help you as well, Alicia, is going, can I see that person coming into the next evolution of life with me? Because I feel for you like This time you're serious. This time you really want to change your life, and I can feel that. And I want to say, like, you are truly supported. Like, I'm feeling so much push energy coming through for you today. You've got a really beautiful older lady coming through you today, okay, who is like, just trust in me, my child, trust that we have you and we are guiding you and we are supporting you. But I am hearing like there's one person that you're kind of umming and ahhing with. Like, I feel like this person has some good qualities and I feel like they have good traits, but I feel like there's somebody around you that maybe doesn't have your best interests at heart. And sometimes it can be really, really difficult to let people go. But I've had to do that. I've had to stop talking to people who have been really great friends of mine. And I've just been like, but where I'm going, you keep going around and I can't see you, moving forward. And I feel that's what I'm getting picking up for there for you, Alicia. So there is one person, but I feel like you would be able to say to me in a heartbeat, don't put this person on the chat here, okay? But you would be able to say to me and go, yep, I know who that person is, and I'm aware of that. And just like I say, always with, you can say this as well, like, thank you. I've got so much love. I've got so much support for you, and thank you so much for helping me. And I'm struggling with a sibling situation, mostly ahead, but still hard. Siblings are perfect. Okay. So it could be worthwhile with you, Alicia, having a look at something called the sibling wound. I did make a nice little workshop for $9, just $9. Okay. So if you want to go and look on my website, I think it's like 90 minutes long. Katie, I don't think you've done that one, have you? Did you do the sibling wound? I think Katie did do the sibling wound. I'm pretty sure she did. But if you want to go and have a look at that, it breaks down everything to do with like the black sheep, the golden child, and all those kind of things. And I also feel with you, like with the sibling thing, just kind of like into that. There's still something that there's still a learning that needs to happen with kind of like your sibling. It feels like you rub each other along the way. It feels like there's sparky. I do. It feels like I can just feel like sparks and stuff and like, yeah, kind of like rubbing each other the wrong way and whatever. But I want to say I feel that with you. Okay. But it's got to be hard, especially, and I want to say, like, if you finding anything difficult with your siblings and things, we have to remember that they're what we call part of soul group A. Okay. So for those of you who are familiar with what's her name, oh God, who's that woman's name? Oh, she's a lady who does healing hypnosis. Dolores Cannon, thank you very much, guides. You left it a little bit late. Just got a knot in my stomach confirmation. Beautiful. Okay. But Dolores Cannon speaks about the three waves of volunteers, and she also speaks about, and as does what's his name, Wayne Dyer. He also speaks about like the three groups of volunteers, and he also speaks about like different soul groups. So you have soul group A, soul group B, and soul group C. And I'm going to make a video all about your soul contract. I'll probably do that next week, actually. Okay. And how your soul contract works. And I told Katie this, and Katie was blown away when I gave her my explanation of the soul contract. Okay. But what's important to understand is soul group A, they are your family. So whatever is happening in your family and your partner, they are part of Soul Group A, and they all have you and them to help each other tick things off. So think about your soul contract, okay, Alicia, and think about the fact that you've got 30 or 40 things that you said in this life, I really want to achieve. Right. And what happens is your sibling said to you, I'll help you with those eight. And you said, I tell you what, sibling, I'll help you with those eight. Okay. And that's what's happening when we've got friction and we're all torn and stuff. So soul group A is all of your family and it is your partner. Soul group B, they are your best friends, okay? And they are people that you would call close friends, all right? And you may have close work colleagues, and you might even say that, not your soulmate, but like your ex-partner, you might not have felt as close to because that person is in soul group B. And then soul group C are other people that have helped you learn things. Now that can be somebody that you bump into in the supermarket. It can be a mentor, a teacher, somebody like that can also be helping you, okay, in terms of giving you some information. And then what else happens is, and everybody else is extras. Okay, and extras are like they're what you call like your NPCs, non-playing characters. Okay, and I'm going quite deep here, all right? But if any of you guys have not checked out Dolores Cannon's work, which I'm sure pretty much most of you would have done if you're on this live here, okay? Um, some of her stuff is great. I mean, she did 26 volumes, I think, of the Convoluted Universe. I read a little bit of the stuff, but it's really good. Hello, Vibing Life 22. You've got gorgeous energy. Hello for finding me. Thank you for this evening. Beautiful. Do stick around. You've got really lovely energy. Love that. But Alicia, does that help you at all? Because I kind of feel like this is what, if you can get to, I'm helping my sibling and my sibling is helping me, you're taking the energy out of what is happening between you. So this is where, as you have your spiritual awakening, you start to move in what we call the observer. Okay. And when you move into the observer effect, that's where you can see that actually this is all one big game and you are all helping each other level up. You are all helping each other in some way. And sometimes people have to hurt you in order for you to get the lesson. And sometimes people have to hurt you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times until you eventually go, got it. And when you've got it, you'll feel it. And when we come to triggers, you'll no longer be triggered over something that you have healed. So if your sibling is triggering you, Alicia, your sibling is actually gifting you. It can take you. And you might say to me, Kel, you're talking a load of toffee now. Katie said this to me the other day. She's like, I love you, Kel, but sometimes, honestly, it does go a little bit too deep. Okay. All right. But I just want you to remember that a trigger is a gift. It is a gift to your healing. It is showing you something that you have not healed deep inside of yourself. And when you've healed it, you'll no longer get triggered over that anymore. Anyway, Alicia, I kind of hope that helps. You've put, I know what the lesson is, but I can't seem to let go of the guilt emotionally, like wanting to crumble my boundary. I know what I know what the lesson is, but I can't seem to let go of the guilt emotionally. Okay, so with that one, if I can just take a little bit more of your time, if that's okay. I hope everyone else is all right with that. I will get to you, vibing life, okay, because you've got beautiful energy, all right. But so guilt is a human emotion that we feel. Okay. So Alicia, it would really help you to have a look at the vibrational scale of consciousness. Dr. David R. Hawkins wrote that. Okay. Um, and when you look at the scale of consciousness, you'll understand guilt is quite down there along with pride. Okay. And it's what we call a human emotion. All right. And what happens is as we start to have our awakening, we start to move up into the higher vibrations of consciousness. So when you get into like peace, you get into joy, you get into love is 500. So when you start loving everybody around you, you're on a vibrational scale of like 500. Okay. Love that book. Brilliant. So I'm referring you back to it though. And also the book like Letting Go. That's really good. And also the other book by David R. Hawkins that is really good is Power versus Force. That's where you really start to learn that actually when you're trying to push things, you're trying to make things happen, you're actually trying to force things. Hey, KD Marks, beautiful energy you've got as well. You've got teacher energy coming through really strongly there. You've got teacher here as mentor, here as holding space for people energy just coming through there. Okay. All right. But yeah, Alicia, just coming back to you there, just with the power versus force. I feel like if you haven't read that book, that is really good because that actually helps you understand a bit more about kind of like the guilt and stuff and around that. Okay. And just remember, if you're feeling guilty, it's a benefit to you. Okay. We only feel the things that we feel because they are of a benefit to us. They serve us in some way. Um, so yeah, so you're holding on to it. So I would say to yourself, have a chat with yourself later, okay? And you can sit and you can say, what part of me, and just say this statement, okay? What part of me, known or unknown, is holding on to the guilt with my sibling? And why am I doing that? Okay. And then put your pen in the other hand. So say you're writing with your right, then put your pen in your left and tune into a part of you and allow free form writing to come. Okay. I'd recommend that to any of you. Okay. So when you're stuck in a situation and you're like, why am I holding on to this? You're holding on to it for a benefit. Okay. And then any part of me, known or unknown, please can you help me understand what memory specifically I need to release and let go of, or what I need to do and what I need to learn in order to let go of how I'm feeling about that situation or that person. And remember, your soul is always guiding you. Your soul knows exactly what you're doing. It knows how to get you from A to B. Your job is to look at the external reality and all the triggers and go, I need to heal that. I need to have a look at that. And when things keep coming up, and we're like at a barrage, which is what you're going through with your life falling apart, Alicia, it's because your soul is going, we are here. We are ready to level up. We are ready to go through the roof. We're going to make it all happen for Alicia. But I want you to remember, whatever is going on in your life right now, it's because your soul says, I can handle it. I can deal with it right now. Even though you might not be, oh my God, I can't deal with this. Hello, Clarence. Beautiful energy you've got there. Older vibration coming through. Lovely energy. Poetic poetry books come with you. But I just want to give you that, Alicia, and I hope that helps. All right, there you go, my darling. So quite a lot there for you. And the good thing is that you can watch this reading back. So I would say to any of you that I read for this evening, the beautiful thing about YouTube, okay, is this reading is available for you always. It will always be here. I will never delete any of my lives. Okay, so if I've read for you before or I read for you in the future, you will always be able to see everything that is coming through there. All right. So those of you that are still here, beautiful. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad you came across from TT and you found me. So thank you. You were meant to be here and you were meant to get that message, you know. And if I've helped you, amazing, and thank you, you know. And do come back and please subscribe, you know. Because you know, I feel like we're building this beautiful bubble of people week in, week out, you know, and you'll find yourself drawn to this because you're also going to meet other people. Yeah, and this is where I love it when you guys have your chats amongst each other, you know, and it's like you're forming a little family. It's gorgeous. You know, it's beautiful. Hey, Joseph, how are you doing? See, Joseph's came back. I read for Joseph about a month ago. You felt teacher energy. My aunt was a teacher. That's beautiful. Amazing. And Vibing Life 22. Did you want a message? Okay. So please let me know whether you want an intuitive energy reading, okay, or whether you'd love like a psychic mediumship. So have you lost somebody that's crossed over that you really want to hear from? Or are you looking for some guidance like I've given to Alicia and guidance like I've given to Blackbird 5138 already here today? Okay, just let me know and just put that in the chat. And I'm just going to have a quick sip of squash. Beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous energy here today. Really lovely. And I'm loving everybody here. It's so nice to meet so many wonderful and new faces. I do think it's about a 30-second delay, I do believe, on the messaging. And Vibing Life 22 is saying guidance. Let me come to you. Let's see what we've got for you, shall we? Let's see. Okay. As I tune into your energy, I feel like I want to start with something about hair over an eye. And I feel like what I'm going to give you here is about pulling the hair or pulling or opening up and seeing something for what it really and truly is. As I tune into your energy, you feel like you're very knowledgeable. Okay. I see lots of books. You've got lots of book energy, but I feel like if I met you, it would take me some time to get to know you because you're not a closed book, but you are somebody that you kind of keep things close to your chest until people come close to you. And then when I get to know you and I get to spend some time with you, you're amazing and you open up. But I really feel like you're so much more knowledgeable than people would ever give you credit for. Does that resonate with you? Okay. Because kind of like, I feel like what I'm getting in your energy is there's so much more to you than meets the eye. Yes, I am knowledgeable. I keep things close to my chest, laugh out true. Okay. And I feel like if you're not a mentor, you should be a mentor of some capacity. Okay. And you're going to say to me, well, what does that look like? How does that look like? And I feel like you found your way here because I kind of sense like you talking in front of people. And I also feel like you're able to be very malleable. Okay. So I feel like you could sit with a woman of 78. Yes, I'm told I should be a mentor, but you are. That's why you found your way here. Okay. Like if I've popped up for you on this YouTube live today, okay, your guides are dragging you to me and going, Kel's got a message for you. Or just be in this energy because it's healing energy, because it's very high vibrational. Okay. So what I'm getting for you is you could sit with Gladys at 78 and you could get on with Gladys at 78. You could get on with Jonathan at 35, who's got an addiction of some variety, and you're able to always find common ground. Now, in order to be a teacher and a mentor, it's always about finding common ground, but you're also great with teenagers. You've got a special knack and skill of patience. And you're also somebody that reads the room very well. Now, I feel like you didn't have possibly the best start in life, okay? And I feel like things weren't rosy with cherries on top, okay? But I feel like you're able to come from, but I know that what happened to me when I was younger helps me be the person that I am today. And what I would also say is, whatever you overcame and experienced in your life, in some way, you are here to give back to the world. Okay. So, where you're able to talk to any age or any subject about anything, that's a gift. That's not something many people can do, especially in this world where we've got so much social anxiety. We've got people that are so avoidant now, and we've got people that can't look us in the eye. But Vibing Life 22, I feel like I could sit with you in a cafe and thank you for the heart, whoever sent that. Okay. But I feel like I'm able to hold some ground with you. Okay. And I feel like you're here to challenge a lot of the status quo. Okay, because I feel like you see the same patterns. You see the avoidant. You see the anxious. And you put definitely with teens. I used to teach. Yes, definitely. Okay. But the thing is, like, our teens need help. They're our future. And yet we've got teens doing all manner of things of whatever they're doing. And, they can say or do whatever they want. But this is where it comes to people like us to go, hey, I'm going to do my bit. I'm going to, kind of help. I'm going to have those conversations. True, people trust me and they can feel me, be open with me. Yeah, I see it. But you've got very grounded energy. Like I feel, thank you for the heart. I feel like you have done so much work on yourself. But I also feel like it's time that you started to shine. It's time that you put yourself out there. And if you don't know what that looks like, then, do you use your profile here and make a few shorts? Because one of the things to remember is your tribe, your people who sign that soul contract with you, they will find you. But your job is sometimes you have to put yourself out there so people can find you. And if Joseph is still here, I gave him a beautiful reading about him really helping and supporting people. I think, Joseph, you're an engineer, aren't you, for like a phone company or something, I do believe. Okay. Um, if you have mentor vibes, yes, I have done the inner work. You are right. I can feel it in your energy though. Your energy just feels so transparent. It feels so open. And it's just like all of your people are sat here on your peripheral and they're all waiting for you. So, my question to you is what is stopping you and what is holding you back? And what we can do with parts work is we can say, is there any part of me, known or unknown? And always, whether parts work or not resonates with any of you, okay? You can always ask this question, any part of me, known or unknown, that can help me with, that's the standard statement. And what you can say is, why am I not putting myself out there? Please show me the specific memory, or can you give me guidance around what it is that I need to heal? And maybe, just maybe, your soul steps through. Maybe your soul shows you the way. But this is about you being open. But before you do that parts work and you start to ask those questions, just make sure you're in a good receptive state and you're not in a triggered state. Okay. But that would be my guidance for you, because I feel like you're stopping yourself from being seen by so many people, because your energy, it also feels like you're so well read. Okay. I mean, I've read like so many books. You know, all of those books up there that you can see, they're all coaching, they're all teaching books. There's even some Roald Dahl books there and Enid Blyton books, because they're for the younger people, so to speak. I've been too much in my head about it. I will take the advice on what you say. Great encouragement, motivation, beautiful, brilliant. Okay. So really try that, because I feel like you've read probably over 100 personal development books. And I feel like you are a walking encyclopedia of knowledge like me. Okay. You're great at a pub quiz. I'm brilliant at a pub quiz. you know, I'm that person who's got all the random information, random as you can get, you know. But it will serve somebody at some point, okay? But just with you, I really do get that kind of like that your tribe, they're telling me like, hey Joseph, it's almost like your tribe are like, where is she? She said she'd be here on the 30th of August, still waiting. And I want you to remember that your people are handing tickets into the matrix and going, I'm waiting for Vibing Life 22 to come. Can you get her? And then what's happened is somebody needs your help and support. Try this, okay, for any of you watching, all right, even if you're on the replay, okay? If you have mentor or teacher capacity, okay, what happens is somebody is asking for your help and support with your specific gifts, your specific knowledge, okay? And what happens is you will then come across someone like me, okay? And then you're dragged to this live, or you're dragged to have a reading with somebody all of a sudden or something. And you will get some information because that person is saying, I need Vibing Life's 22. I need her help and support, and I need her information. And that's why you found yourself here. Okay. So really try that and do that whole, what part of me, known or unknown, is holding me back from putting myself up there? And what healing, if any, do I need to do? Or what steps do I need to take in order for me to get there? Now, I did make something called the Future Self Meditation. Okay. Go and have a look on my page here. Okay. And it it shows you the specific thing that is holding you back. I think the meditation is like 26 minutes, something like that. Okay. But you will hear lots of questions from me with your future self, and you get like a minute or 30 seconds in every question. So it can allow you to get the answers that you need. Okay, so try that and know that this reading will be available straight afterwards. And you were 50 minutes into this reading. Okay, so if you just press play, and I started reading for you at about, I think, 46 minutes in. Okay, so if you go to about 46 minutes in, okay, Michelle has done it. She really loved it, and she left me a beautiful comment on how much the future self helped her. Okay, but if you come to about 46 minutes when you want to come and watch it tomorrow, you'll just get all that information just there. Okay. All right. So do that. And I hope that helps you. But you've got really, really gorgeous. And I'd also, Vibing Life 22, I'd love to see you come back and let us know how you get on. Okay. You don't have to talk back every week. Okay. But I'm here every single Wednesday. And whenever I can do a Sunday. I'm only here tonight because I don't have a client, for example. Okay. Usually I have clients all day Sunday. But if I don't, I will always pop on to a live, for example. But Wednesday night, apart from that, same time as this, by the way, every Wednesday, I'm always scheduled live. So you can always join me. And you've put, I will, thank you so much for the clarity. Amazing how I found you. You are appreciated. Thank you, my darling. I don't do this for the money. I do it for the absolute love of just being able to help and support people. And I kind of feel like, if you guys are meant to, come across me again and work with me, I'll pop up again and again and again. So just beautiful. And thank you for just also the honor of reading for you. Like it's truly so blessing to me for you guys to come here and go, Kel, can you see what you pick up, please? Because remember, I can't see you. I don't know what you look like. I have no clue where you live. I don't know anything about you. I am just tuning into your soul frequency. That's all I'm doing in all of these intuitive messages. Okay. I'm just literally opening up your sack, and then I'm seeing what's written here. So today yours was, I need help with, and then that's what I was shown. And then I get shown pictures and stuff. And that's how I read for you. And then the more that you guys talk to me, I'm different to a lot of people, okay? The more that you guys talk to me and you interact with me, the more that, sorry, that was Jack's just annoyed Archie. the more that that helps the energy come through. All right. Anyway, that's yours, and let us know how you go. All right. And Joseph, it's great that you've just written that there. It's beautiful and sounds lovely, Joseph. I've been to the farm shop and Little Nature Trail today. It really is the little things, isn't it? And Joseph, you have got such beautiful energy. We've been to a garden centre today, some nice food and coffee, the simple things. Oh, Joseph, totally. Like it is the small, tiny, beautiful things in life. And that's where gratitude is a great attitude. Okay. And I've given that to some of you before, but for any of you, um, I do 10 gratitudes every single morning. I get up every single morning and I find 10 things I am grateful for. And I have like a journal. So it's not this one. My gratitude journal is red. This is my ideas journal. So if I get any ideas, they go in here and I write them down. Okay, and then they kind of like, I don't know if you can see that, but they kind of like manifest, okay, because they've ticked what ones have happened. Okay, so if I get a random inspired action, I will write it down here. Okay, but my gratitude journal, I do 10 gratitudes every single day, and they can be things like, I don't know, I can be grateful for my bestie Katie. I'm grateful for Jack and how much he triggers my childhood trauma. So grateful for Jack. That kind of stuff. But also like small things, like I found like a penny on the road the other day, and I was like, I love that. Okay, I do it every morning when I wake up. Yeah. So I'd say to any of you, and I feel like Sarah, and any of you watching, can you wake up in the morning and find at least 3 things that you are so grateful for? And I would challenge you to look at those orbs flying, okay, to not make it the same 3 things tomorrow or the same 5 things tomorrow. Try that. It will change your life. Look at all this energy here today. Isn't it beautiful? More orbs tonight. And I want you to remember that all of your orbs, they're all your loved ones. They're all spiritual energy. And we have to remember that we are all just an orb that fills what we call a body here. Okay. So that's why when you cross over, you're only actually the size of an orb. That's how it all fits in. All right. KD Marks loving the orbs flying around. It's beautiful, isn't it? Hey. It only started happening about 3 or 4 weeks ago. There's another one there, look. Okay. Isn't it gorgeous? Hey. We're blessed, peoples. We're blessed. Anyway, who else would love something from me tonight? Who else would love like an intuitive energy read, or do any of you want like a psychic medium read? Is there someone that has crossed over? We've still got another 35 minutes, something like that. My ear's gone red. Somebody is thinking about me. That's really nice. First name, last name. Hello, darling. I found a tenner yesterday, my 10 pentacles. Oh, beautiful, Michelle. That is amazing. Well done, you girl. I love that. Hi, Kel. When do you see me moving from the area I'm currently living, and where do you see me going? I'm so disconnected from this. You've still got your inner child stuff to do, lovely. I read for you about 3 or 4 weeks ago, didn't I? And I said to you, what would really help you would be the inner child work. Yeah, I really massive. They just said to me, inner child. Yeah, I did it. No, no. Honestly, what's your inner child called then? And what's your inner child's name? Because I'm just getting like there's more work to do. There's more digging around that. Have a look at that for me anyhow and let me know. And Clarence says, any messages from spirit? Hello, Clarence. You have lovely energy. Yes, I'd love to come through and I'd love to read for you. Let me just So Clarence, what do I get as I tune into you and a message from spirit? I'm drawn to an old man who wants to. Now I want you just to watch. Okay, because he feels like he's got very strong energy. He's very masculine. He was very set in his ways, and he was a man's man. Okay, and he was somebody that was looked at and admired by everybody. He often would have done this. Okay, he was somebody that was very pensive as a person, and he did a lot of looking. And I feel like there was so much respect for this older gentleman. And I feel like you'll understand that sometimes he could be hard, okay? But he could be hard for a reason. And I feel like he didn't rule with like an iron rod, but you knew where his boundaries were. You knew where his line was, okay? And you knew that black was black and white was white, and there was none of this in between kind of energy. There was none of this sitting on the fence energy with him, okay? I feel like you would understand he kept his pennies close and his pounds even closer, and he had his finger on the pulse. This feels like a granddad energy to you. Or someone very senior, anyhow. Okay. I also feel with him like he was very successful, but he would have kept his cards close to his chest. Okay. But what I see with him is he's coming through with this vibration of, it takes a while for people to see you in that light. And I feel like the reason why he's come through for you is because, excuse me, I need to say to you that other people see you in a really beautiful light, Clarence. Okay. You feel like you've got really grounded, lovely, warm energy. And you do. You feel like if I met you, you would open your door to me, you would take my three dogs in, and you would make me a cup of tea, you would make me a plate of sandwiches, and you'd offer me a piece of cake, and you would say to me, I can stay the whole night and I can stay for as long as I like. That's you in a nutshell, Clarence. Okay. You are somebody that would give your shirt, you would give your last penny to somebody. That's who you are. And I love and respect you for that. Okay. But I also feel like you're very knowledgeable as a person. Okay. And this man has come through to you and he says you are more, there is more, so much more to you than you give yourself credit for. Because Clarence, you would just say to me, but I am just me. But I want to say what he's saying, and he would never have said this when he was alive. Okay. This is his soul coming through. Okay. He is saying to you that take note of who you are. Take note of how far you've come and all of the people that you've helped and everything that you've done. But take some credit for you being you, because it's not been easy for you. But the one thing that I love about your energy is you will never give up. You will always find a way. And he's also was somebody that was very well connected as a person. Okay. So many people, I don't know if his name was like John or something. It feels like his name was very simple, like John. I don't know why John sticks with me, okay? But it doesn't feel like it was a very um much more bolder name than that, okay? It just feels like it was a very simple, like John Smith, okay, or Alan, or something like that, okay? Because I just feel like he's that mentality, that vibration that is coming through there, okay? And you would also understand, like, just with his spectacles here, okay? You would also understand kind of like this, just his glasses would have sat like just perfectly, but they would have been like circular, and they wouldn't have been very intrusive, so to speak. And he was also a man that would just, like, when he's done with his glasses, for example, he would just have them and then he would just pop them in their case. And he would make a point of when he took his glasses off, he would put them in his case, then he'd put them down, and then he'd be, yes. And he just feels like that in his energy. Do you know that? Okay. And it also feels like he was very meticulous as a person. Okay. And I feel like his area and where he sat, I feel like you'd understand, like, even a book. Okay. I don't know if this makes any sense to you, Clarence. Okay. But I feel like even a book, he would have like a bookmark in it. And I feel like you understand, like, does it wind you up when people turn the pages of books? That drives me crazy in a library. Okay. So whenever I get a library book and someone has turned the page, I'm like, okay. But I feel like just for this man, for example, Clarence, okay, I feel like you'd understand what I'm giving you just there, okay, because it almost feels like that. All right. And he just comes through with that energy. But his message to you today is for you to be proud of the person that you are, because you have achieved so much and you've got such a wonderful, warm energy. Yeah. Worse when it's highlighted. Michelle's Medicine, I will back you 100%. Okay. I've also had in a library book, I've had someone's notes, and I've also found a shopping list in someone's library book in Derby. And I was just like, well, if she ever wondered that she wanted eggs, bread, milk, and ketchup, here's a list inside a library book. And I also can tell when someone's not finished a library book, okay? Especially if they left a bookmark in. I'm like, "You didn't finish that, or you were close to, like, your return time or something." Notes and highlighted, I agree. I do fold the paper though, ha ha. Kate, I'll let you off. You are up in Liverpool, I'll let you off. Your books won't come down here to Derby, love. It's fine. And yes, Louis. Okay, cool, brilliant. Thank you, Clarence. Yeah, so he's come through with like almost a very pensive energy, but he just feels like somebody that, like, he wasn't ever like notoriety, but he could have been. He could, because I feel like you'll understand, like, we don't get many gentlemen like him, okay? But again, it's like he gives me that feeling of like what he believed. You don't fold the top edge, Katie. No, you should not. Okay. But what he believed was what he believed. And he says to you, like, your beliefs are valid, because I feel like the only thing sometimes that you do, Clarence, is you will agree with people, but that's you as a nature. Okay, you are just somebody who, you want to make the world a better place, you want everybody to get on, and you like to keep the peace. Okay, and that's okay. But he's just like, no, that's not how it should be. Okay. And he would have been that. That's a really good idea with the journal. There was a gentleman who created the three principles. His name was Sydney Banks. Some good philosophical teachings. Ooh, that's good. I will write that one down for me. Sydney Banks. I do love it, because I'm always up for learning, me. Okay, I'll write that down. Thank you, Joseph, for giving me that. I will have a look, because maybe there'll be some teachings in there for me, which maybe I can share with you guys. Okay, but Clarence, does that help you at all? Because yeah, you feel like, come on in, love, come and sit down. Take it easy, put your feet up. Those dogs of yours, I don't know. And yeah, you do. You just feel like I could sit and chat to you for hours and hours and hours. And within like 10 minutes, and I feel like people tell you this all the time, Clarence, okay? All right. But I feel like within 10 minutes of spending time in your energy, I feel like everybody just knows you so well. And it's just beautiful that you're able to make people feel at home. And you have like a really beautiful home. And I feel like your home is like, if anybody's allowed inside your house, and this man is just telling me that, okay, it's because it is a beautiful space to be. You've worked so hard to make the space that you have. He was so by the book. He was, because it almost feels like kind of oh, my friend told me about you and Caught Alive. I would love a reading. Hello, Fairy Fizz. It's good that your friend told me about you. You found your way here for a reason, I promise you. Okay. But yes, so yes, he was very by the book. Okay. He was very militant. He kind of has that vibration. And he also had a very, very strong cologne. Okay. Like, very old. I'm not going to say Old Spice or anything like that, but it just feels very lemony, very tangy. Okay. If there was milk missing in the fridge, heads up, get up and get it. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Um, but yeah, it's like pristine. He's clean. Like he would use the old fashioned razor. Okay. So he used to use the screw top razor. Okay. And he would put his shaving foam, and it just feels like, even if, like, because I do feel at times like he had a bit of a beard or something, but he would shave perfectly to there. And I mean perfectly. And he would also be that kind of guy that just didn't understand why men use electric razors. He's like, no, if you want to have a shave, have a proper shave as a man. Okay. And it was like he would just do that. And then he would also come under here, and then he would just wipe it away with a towel. And I feel like you'll understand that he had such meticulous attention to detail as he was as a person. And yes, he was so handsome. He was formidable as a person though, but he was so knowledgeable. Like, he would have been great at like Pointless or Blockbusters. Why do I want to say Blockbusters with Bob Holness? That's back in the 1980s. Brill cream. Oh, that's quite something, isn't it? That Brill cream used to leave a sticky residue on like the back of the chairs and stuff, didn't he? Sounds like a real gentleman. Yes, he was, but you didn't mess with him. But yeah, his message to you today is just remember how far you've come. And I feel like he wants to say to you, like, remember that access to you is a privilege. And it shouldn't always be a given. And just remember that. Okay. And he always earmarked you as to be a good un. He would say that. He'd say, like, our Clarence, she is a good un. And he always had a lot of time for you for that. And I just want to give you that. All right. So beautiful connection, beautiful reading there for you. And yeah, what a man, hey? Quite something. And you'll also understand this. Oh, he was with me earlier, right? And he does this and he goes, okay. And he would always want to get attention in the room, so to speak. And I want to give you that there. All right. That's yours, Clarence. And I hope that helps you in some way. Gorgeous, beautiful energy. And thank you for working with me. You have really, really wonderful, just warm energy. So thank you very much. Beautiful to read for you today. And I'd love you to pop back and let us know how you get on. But yeah. Um, yeah, it's just squeezy. Oh, I love you. You are beautiful. Love your energy. Thank you so much for finding your way here, Clarence. It's been an absolute pleasure to read for you on a Sunday evening here in the UK anyhow. All right. That's yours, my darling, and I hope that helps, which is amazing. Awesome. So we've got Fairy Fizz. My friend told me about you and caught her live. I would love a reading if possible. Fairy Fizz, what do you want, my darling? Are you after like psychic mediumship, or are you after like an intuitive reading? Do let me know kind of like what it is that you're here for. And if anybody else is still here in the chat and would also love something, please just pop that in, what it is that you would love some help and support with. And if you are watching on the replay, okay, please make sure that you check out my next live, because you'll find out when that is. You'll see it as like a pinned comment, and then you can click notify and you'll be here. But for those of you that are here, I'm here again on Wednesday. And like I always say, please like the live. It really helps me get out there. And also please share this, because if you share this live with other people, it helps other people be able to come and find me, and then I can actually help and support them on their journeys as well. Okay. So Fairy Fizz, you have said intuitive. Let's see what we get for you today. I love it when I start singing. There's always a reason. And Katie Marks, do stay with me. I'd love to read for you. You've got that mentor energy about you. So Fairy Fizz 3102, intuitive. Oh, you've got movement, dancing, vibration, should be doing more, know you should be doing more, possibly holding yourself back, and here to do something amazing and incredible. Does that resonate with you? You have like a flair feeling to you. You have like there is so much about yourself that you have not yet discovered, but you are a vibrant person to be around. I feel like you love color. And I feel like one of the things with you, I feel like you coordinate to Fairy Fizz's wardrobe stance, not, I don't know, the Lady and Marks and Spencers. Okay. I kind of feel like you wear whatever it is that you want to wear. But you make it work, girl. You've got it. Like you land it and it happens and it's beautiful. But I feel like you have dreads, okay? But I feel like with you, like you are your own person and you're comfortable in your own skin. But I feel like sometimes that puts people like people don't know how to sometimes be around you. And I want to say you trigger a lot of people because you're comfortable for who you are as a person. And you don't subscribe to how life is. You don't. Okay. You are your own person doing your own thing, having your own great time here on earth. And it's like you're having a really wicked party. Okay. And one of the things that I feel with you, though, is something about your tribe of people are looking for you as well. Okay. I do feel like you have like a good number. Absolutely. I shoot from the hip, but heart of gold. Yes, definitely. Okay. But I really feel like there are 6 very close souls to you, or you should have a group of 6. And I don't know why, but I feel like you'll understand 7 is a power number. Okay. And it almost feels like if you don't have 6 people around you, just know they're coming for you to gravitate towards you. But I really also feel like I can see you in like coffee shops, and I feel like you've got the gift of the gab, fairy fizz. Okay, I feel like you manifest pretty much whatever it is that you want. Okay, I feel like you smoke a bit of whatever is going on. That's totally cool. Okay, but you just feel so easy, so flowing, so free. And I kind of feel like you love a bit of crystals, okay? A bit of incense, not too bad. You do like your candles, okay? But you need to remember to make sure you put your candles out. I don't know why, but that is a grandma kind of vibration coming through to you and going. She needs to make sure she puts them blooming candles out before she goes out that house. No, don't. That's a danger. Danger, danger, that is, leaving your candles going. I don't know why, but I feel like, did you leave a candle the other day or something? Or I don't know. She's just coming through and she's saying, like, make sure you blow your candles out when you leave a room. She's very conscious kind of thing. Okay. All right. But just with you, I get this whole like the freedom kind of feeling. And I feel like that's what intimidates a lot of people sometimes, okay? Is that you are able to be your true self. I am everything you say. I'm awful for forgetting. But she's telling you off here, okay? Like you went out and you left a candle and anything could have caught with that. Okay. And you but then the first thing Fairy Fizz went and you went, oh, that's a shame. That was a nice candle. It'd been burning for hours and hours, and you were just like, oh well, I'll go and get another one. And things don't phase you and things don't bother you. And you're also somebody, this is Fairy Fizz, okay? She's also someone that's just like, well, who says? That's what you are, okay? You're one of those people. And when someone tells you to do something and you're like, says who? Who? And also, you're like me, you have no idea what's actually going out in the world out there. And quite frankly, it is a beautiful way to live life. Okay. I have not watched the news since, I don't know, 2015, 2016. I haven't got a clue what's going out on there. Okay. And I'll always say somebody will tell me what's happening in the world if it's really important. Same is true for Fairy Fizz. You're just like, election? What election? Don't matter, do it? Okay. And I feel like you've got addresses everywhere, Fairy Fizz. Okay. All right. That's the one. I live in a bubble and it suits me. Yes, I'm same love. Same down. Okay. But I feel like you've got loads of addresses. Okay. And I feel like you've lived here for that bit. And this is you're like me. Okay. So I had to give someone all of my addresses for the last 3 years. And because I've timeline jumped so much, right? This guy was just like, how can you not remember the postcode of where you lived for like 2 years? And I went, and I said to this guy, right, I went, it's because I've timeline jump, mate. And I could hear him going, you've what? And I went, I'm not that version of me that I was in 2024. I went, I can drive you to the house. I can't give you the postcode. And he went, well, I can't approve credit on that basis. I feel like that's the same for you, Fairy Fizz. I feel like you're like, was it 106 or was it 108? I slept since then. That's what, and I did. I said to this guy, and he was laughing. He was like, where was your address in Wales? And I went, I don't know. He goes, where did you live? I went, with Dan and Jess. He went, I can't put, you live with Dan and Jess for 3 months. I went, I don't know. And I had to go back onto the WhatsApp chat to find. And I feel like you're the same. KD Marks, use a stick note for the candles at the door to remind yourself if you plan to go out. Yes, totally. Okay. But yeah, and I just feel like you've got lovely, vibrant energy. And my guidance for you is to keep being you, keep waking people up. And I also feel like you don't mind. You're also that person who might sit on a bus, or you're like me. You might earwig a conversation, and then all of a sudden you'll say something, and people look at you and go, "Okay." And I just feel you're like, "Oh, tut away, love, tut away," and I do, and I feel like you love a tutter. Okay. But Fairy Fizz, keep being you. Oh my God, be you, girl. Honestly, the world needs more people like you to just be who you are, to just be. So keep seeing energy orbs around me. Thank you, Joseph. It's beautiful, isn't it? Okay. But keep being you, keep being who you are. I do waking people up. That's the one, people on the edge. And they are. Honestly, sometimes with you, Fairy Fizz, it's you can trigger the hell out of a lot of people. And also, I feel like you're just, your body is your body. Okay. I feel like you don't bother with deodorant. You're just not bothered. I don't even bother as well, my love. Okay. I'm just me. I smell like hell. And at the end of the day, I smell like hell. Okay. But I feel like you're the same. You're just like, Yeah, the body cleans itself. I washed my hair 3 years ago. I don't know. But that's what I love. And that's what Spirit is saying. Like, you are truly being yourself. And I feel like you'll understand, like, when it comes to us building communities in 2030, you've already got all your people with you because you're going to go and build your community. Are you Sheffield way, by the way? Are you Yorkshire, Sheffield way, something like that? I don't know why, but I am who I am. Tough if others don't like it. But I kind of feel like you'll understand that spiritual people, we're going to be creating communities, and it will be a bit like Hunger Games. There'll be the people in the cities, and there'll be people like us that are just living independently in communities, but there won't be this fighting that you see on like the Hunger Games. Okay. That's kind of like where we're heading to, or what I've been shown from sort of 2030 onwards, is lots of people like you, Fairy Fizz, and we're here currently helping people to wake up and helping people to heal. Okay. Sussex, but my granddad was Lancashire. Beautiful. Okay. I am drawn very much though to Sheffield for you. I don't know why. Um, do you know anybody in Sheffield? I know that sounds weird, but I just heard Sheffield for you. And you're Sussex. I lived in Worthing for a little bit. That's the postcode that I couldn't remember. I lived near, not too far from Brighton, for 3 months with one of my besties, one of my soul sisters. Don't speak to her much these days, okay? But yeah. So that's what I've got for you, my love, okay? Because I really and truly feel like you'll understand. You're absolutely. I'm near Worthing, beautiful, amazing, in it, okay? Um, but but yeah, like kind of like with your tribe and stuff, like they're all here for you, and you will and also, if you're near Worthing, then I bet you're into a bit of that sea dipping and whatever. Okay. Like I say, I feel like if I met you, we get on a house on fire, and I feel like, but we'd only meet the once, but we probably would spend 8 hours together, and then that would be it, and I'd probably never would see you again. You kind of have that impact with people, but just remember, 7 is your power number for some reason. Thanks so much. And I know people near Sheffield, absolutely. But I feel like the last thing I want to give you before I finish with you today, okay, is remember you hold divine feminine codes, okay? And for any of you watching here, even on the replay, okay, even you, Joseph, okay, if you end up feeling like you're called to go and do something, like you today, Joseph, you went to the coffee shop, that was because you were dropping divine masculine codes there. For you, Fairy Fizz, I feel like Sheffield need you, so go and take a whizzing trip up there, whether you go and get the train or whatever, or you get up there. But I feel like your codes are needed. So like Katie's off to you're going away tomorrow, aren't you, Katie, for the night? Okay. She's going away because her codes are needed there. So for any of you who are like, I need to go and take this trip, or I need to go to this park, or I need to go and do this today, that is because your soul needs to drop off codes, and then you need to go and pick up codes. Okay. And it's all part of this whole awakening. Like if you could see a map of the world and you could see how everyone is awakening, you would see that we've all got all of our work that we're all doing. And I just want to give you that because they're saying Sheffield need a dibble dabble of Fairy Fizz 3102. They're just calling for you, love. And I'm just your calling. I'm just your little card. I'm going, hiya, Fairy Fizz. I've given you the message. I've done my bit and gone, Sheffield need you. But when you get to Sheffield, you will know exactly what to do. And try that. You'll be guided because your soul has the most magical what she put. Thanks so much. They need the fitzer. They do. Yes, definitely. Okay. All right. Um, but but yes, I want to give you that. Okay, because they need you to experience a bit of you, a bit of life, and they need to blow their cobwebs away a little bit. Okay. So that's why they need you. All right. Anyway, Fairy Fizz 3102. How about that for an intuitive reading? Hey. Okay. And like I say, never met you before. But just beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous to read for you. And thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate that. I love an intuitive nudge or something. I need to go somewhere. Yeah. And I mean, I've got to say, like, for those of you, when you're doing like your awakening and you're doing your inner child healing, you will genuinely, honestly, truly, the more that you heal your inner child and the more that you heal parts of you, okay, the more that you will become intuitive, the more that you'll feel that nudges, the more that you'll feel that guidance, the more that you'll start to understand that your soul has a journey it is taking you on. And it is gorgeous to be able to do that and see that. So allow your soul to guide you, allow your soul to show you where to go. And just trust that something has got you, something is guiding you, like something guided you here tonight, which is just beautiful, you know. Anyway, that's yours, my lovely, and you've just given me a lovely globe and lovely purple hearts, which is just beautiful. So I've got time for one more. So is anybody else on who kind of fancies something? And we've had some new people tonight, which is gorgeous. So if you are new here, okay, please subscribe. It'd be beautiful for you to come back, because when you subscribe, you're notified when I next go live. Okay. And again, it's just beautiful to just do this with you and spend time with you. You know, beat social media, come and hang out here. You know, it's gorgeous. All right. But yeah, if there's anybody else here who would love something, or you'd love a bit of an insight, or something, just put me. Oh, Katie Marks, me, you wanted to read for me. I do, yes. Ah, cool, awesome. I've got you, girl. Okay, Katie Marks. Did you ask for anything? Use a stick note. You've got awesome energy. You put curious to know how many guardian angels I have at all, if possible. Ah, okay, cool, awesome. Right, let's see. Me, you wanted to read for me. You can move that song along now. I've heard that song all day. Right. Ah, oh, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe come for you. And Game of Thrones, J.R. Tolkien, and that kind of era and that kind of life for you. And I feel mentor, teacher, higher capacity, higher capabilities than where you currently are and what you currently do at the moment. And I really feel like, do you keep finding yourself drawn to like Norway, Viking life, like Norwegian way? And I feel like when you talk to me about like your guardian angels, I feel like you've got like a Thor or a Thoth guardian angel to you. So let me just say that I really hope that you resonate with Game of Thrones. I don't know why I want to say that. And I don't know if there's a character called Gandalf, or if that is from the Lord of the Rings or J.R. Tolkien or whatever. Okay. But I really am massively feeling like this older guidance energy coming through to you, and this man who is like a guardian angel to you and like one of your guides, I feel like you'll understand, like he's very tall in stature. Okay, he's got lovely long white hair, and he's got like his eyes just look down, and he is always like scanning and looking around. No, I've never seen the show, but I think you're thinking Harry Potter. I'm seeing I've never seen Game of Thrones, but it could be Harry Potter. Hello, Joan P23. Just found you. I'm kind of lost in life, taking care of too much. Oh, you found me for a reason, darling. Do subscribe, my love. I might have a chance to get to you. I'm not too sure. But if not, please, please, please check out my next live. All right, my darling. I've not seen Harry Potter, so I can't really comment if it is Harry Potter, but it doesn't really matter whether it's it could be Norse. Yes, definitely. Thank you. Okay. But when you ask me, you know, who your guardian angels are around you, I really feel like this very strong kind of like father, very masculine, beautiful energy. And I've just had an orb just shoot by there, okay? Because I feel like trust that you are being guided on the path that you need to take, okay? I do see like lots of like life decisions coming up for you, okay? I do want to say, like Katie Marks, like why do I feel like at a crossroads with you, like a path and a decision of, do I go forwards, do I go backwards, do I go left, or do I go right? Okay. And what my guidance for you is, and from this older male coming through, and you also have power animals as well, okay? Like, have you, do you resonate with like totem animals or something? Like, I so see the lion from the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe around you. Like, that just feels like lions. It is lions. Lions are your power animal. And also, eagles are surrounding you and hovering you and carrying you. And it's about trusting that. But I also feel like there's a lot of like very older, ancient kind of energy that sits very strongly with you. Okay. And I feel like this is what I said to you earlier, do you keep finding yourself drawn back to those times? Do you kind of feel like I've got that pull, like I lived a life or something back in like the Viking times or whatever. Lion is on my Bible cover. Perfect. It's on your Bible cover because it is a power animal and it is an animal that is guiding you. Okay. Um, and there's no mistaking the affinity that comes with that. But you are looked after and you are held by so many people. And I almost feel like you have knowledge beyond your years. And I wanna say, like, I don't know if, like, past lives resonate with you, okay? But I strongly, strongly feel kinda like this draw to, like, medieval times for you, okay? I feel like you would understand kind of like when you go to a castle, you kind of feel like, I've kinda done this before," okay? It kind of feels like that's coming through for you there, alright? And it kind of feels like if I think about, like, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, that's the kind of era that I'm also drawn to for you because I feel like you would understand, like, I've always wondered if I have past lives, but you have definitely, okay? Like, I feel like you'll understand, like, it kind of feels like you'd understand the witch wound as well, okay? And you would really resonate with like castles and villages and people. Yes, druid. Yes, Sarah. Thank you. Sarah, I don't know what I'd do without you, girl. Okay. Yes, definitely very druid energy. Okay. But it feels like you had a life back then, and it feels like you love the simple ways of life. Like I feel like for you, like sometimes social media can be a bit too much, and you can be overstimulated by so many things. So the guidance that, like, for example, yes, I see hog racing. Yes, definitely. Okay. So the guidance that I kind of have for you is to, keep your life very simple. Do what makes you happy. Okay. But I feel like for you, like too many people around you is just too much. Hey, Blackbird, you pop through. You've grounded yourself. You feel better, my love. Okay. All right. But yeah, I kind of feel like just do what it is that you need to do. And you don't have to be part of all that that's going on. I'm not. I just do me every single day. And it's beautiful to live your life that way and understand that people that come into your life, there's a reason, there's a soul contract. But yeah, I feel like you get on better with older people. And I feel like not everybody understands you, but you've definitely got like mentor teacher vibes coming through to you. Okay. Um, and I feel like you are a guide to so many people, but also just to understand that if you feel overwhelmed, that's kind of like your cue to kind of like step back and go, okay, I've kind of like had enough. I'm good. I'm going to just do what it is I need to do. And you've put druid energy. Yes. Gandalf, medieval protector energy. Yes, definitely. Grounding, a good dinner and chocolate ice cream. Doing better. Thanks. That's amazing. Chocolate ice cream solves everything in life. I prefer cookie dough myself though, Blackbird, just so you know. See that orb shoot through there. But that's what I've got for you there, Katie Marks. Okay. I really do feel like that massive sense with you of just being in peace with yourself. Because when you're kind of like in peace with yourself, then you're in harmony and you're in balance. So don't worry about what's going on out there. Okay. And just do you and look after you. Because for any of you, when you do you and you look after you, it makes the world a better place. Because if you put all your energy and attention into you, then you're being the best version of you. Because I've always said this, okay? You can't give from an empty pot. So if you're somebody that is always helping people, helping people, helping people, you end up with burnout. But when you actually put all of your energy and attention into yourself, you're actually being the best version of yourself. And if you are a mentor, it means that you're able to help and support other people, so to speak. Anyway, that's what I've got for you there, Katie Marks. Like, I really hope that helps you, my darling. But beautiful energy, and thank you for finding me. And like that lion is just circling you. Like I can almost go like off of the it starts like one of the movies, doesn't it? And it's like Goldwyn Mirror or something like that. I can just see that. And there is that energy there. And then there's just this older, beautiful guide around you. He's all in white and he's just got like a really long pointed beard. He might have even been like Star Wars or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I can just see him around you. That's yours, my darling. And I hope that helps you. All right. So thank you ever so much for finding me. Gorgeous. Right. I'm going to love you and leave you. It has been an 1 hour, 33 minutes, 33 seconds. There we go. That's what we did today. So it has been absolutely gorgeous to read for you new people. Can I ask you a quick question, trying to see if my intuition is right? Or go on, Vibe in Life 22. You've got 30 seconds. Make it quick, girl. Didn't MGM open with a lion roaring? Yes. And isn't that Merwin Goldwyn M or something? I don't know. I could just see, like, I can go there. That's what I get around KD Marks. Like, I feel like if anybody like encompasses your energy, it feels like that. Hello, Brenda Gross 4504. I'm heading off, my darling. So please, you know, um, subscribe and come and see me definitely next time. All right. Great advice tonight and conversation, Kate. Right. Thank you for hanging in. And just listening. It's been beautiful. I hope you've got it. And vibing life. Is my body saying stop this health class? My body is saying no. The body is saying stop the health class. No, it's you. You've got what you've needed from it. I don't know why, but that orb just shot past. Okay. So there is something more that you need to do instead. Like, you know, and I'd always say that, like, listen to your body. Your body, you know, you are being guided. And what we have to do is get out of the way. So the fact that you asked that, that's saying to me that your body's had enough. Okay. That's your confirmation there. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful to be with you guys. And if you're good, we can do it all again on Wednesday. And I will see you then. How does that sound? All right. So you guys have a rest of the great evening, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, I will see you on Wednesday. If anybody, whether you want to work with me, you want to chat to me or whatever, all's going to be good. And you guys take care. And thank you. It's been amazing to every one of you been here. Mwah. I will see all of you guys very soon. Take it easy. Cheers. Bye.